Have you ever wondered where the problems in the world today would exist if we had deeper connection to ourselves, others, and the environment and acted from that place? Welcome to the Conscious Action Podcast with your host, Brian Berneman, who believe that connection is the key to taking conscious action as individuals and creating a better world. We are here to raise awareness and inspire meaningful action by sharing stories, knowledge, and conversations with thought leaders and change makers. From sustainability to well-being and everything related to conscious living, our mission is to empower you to be the change that you want to see in the world. Welcome everyone to a new episode of the Conscious Action Podcast. I am Brian Berneman, your host. And for this episode, I wanted to explore something that has been coming up with a lot of my clients, which is, do you choose yourself? Do you choose change? Do you choose your circumstances? Or do they happen to you? This comes with a lot of the work that I do. And it's been a question that has been coming up lately because when we are on a journey of self-development, of growth, we start to see how so many aspects of our life, so many different circumstances in our life, how so many things that are happening and how we believe that we are or how we are, they are just happening without us really choosing it. This comes from an understanding that there's been, all throughout our childhood, we've been conditioned and programmed in different ways. We have a lot of baggage emotionally and energetically from those that came before us, whether those are people that we know or that we don't know. There might be some things in our culture that happen, or our religion, or our system of belonging. So there's a lot of things that, have conditioned us, and therefore we have developed a lot of different survival mechanisms. So as we have those survival mechanisms, a lot of our behavior, a lot of our tendencies, a lot of our actions actually come from there. As majority of us, we live majority of our days unconsciously and autopilot. What's actually making the choices are those survival mechanisms, which they are not things that we have chosen. You haven't chosen consciously those mechanisms. Those mechanisms are there to protect you. So when we are going through life and we need to make choices, we need to decide what to do in terms of, for example, what are we going to study if we are going to go and study at university? What are we going to do for work or a career? Who are we going to hang out with? What activities or hobbies do we want to engage with? We need to see whether we are choosing them or they are being chosen for us. And I find this that has to do partly with not only living unconsciously and not understanding how much stuff we are carrying on top of us, but also an understanding that we are not usually present. We are not usually present consciously deciding what to do. And even if we haven't actually done any healing work that allows us to really understand what's our conditioning, what's a survival mechanism, and what's actually our depth of being, we don't even know if when we are making a decision, if we, following our intuition, are doing that, or if we are just listening to those conditionings. And there's an aspect of this that as well has to do with the fact that at some point in our lives, we need to decide for ourselves to take responsibility and to be the ones that are choosing themselves. I choose myself. I choose to be myself, knowing that I have all of the inner resources necessary to navigate life, knowing that I am not only enough, I am more than enough. I am perfect as I am. Therefore, it is easier for me to prioritize my needs, create boundaries that are healthy, and to be able to live my life by choosing that. And that means that whatever the circumstances are showing me, they are part of my creation. Of course, we co create with other people and with the universe. There is an aspect that we are creating, and that co creation we are also creating. So, therefore, I need to take responsibility for that and to see if something is not working the way that I want to, what's my place in that? Instead of being a victim of our circumstances, instead of being the victim of what's happening, choosing, choosing for ourselves. Being a victim is easy. It's easy to blame. It's easy to point fingers. It's easy not to take responsibility. It's easy not to see that we have a lot of things that are preventing us from the life that we want. So when we are able to do that, we realize how different this is. We are able to actually understand that a lot of times we are not the ones choosing and that we are comfortable staying in victim mentality. Now, how do we switch this? Well, in my case, and with a lot of the people that I know and that I work with, it's about a lot of unlearning, a lot of healing work to be able to create the new ways, to be able to start to choose, to be able to actually take life by the wheel and actually be the one that is driving. Because if not, we keep on being victims all of the time. So there's this question that I keep on asking a lot of the people that I work with, which is, are you choosing yourself? Are you prioritizing yourself? Or are you living your life through others, through pleasing others, through thinking that you need to protect others, or to abandon your needs and your authentic self or your being to be able to fit in, to be able to be part of your family or your group of friends or whatever it is that you believe that is expected of you. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Those are survival mechanisms. When we are not choosing ourselves, when we are not putting ourselves first, when we are not reclaiming our power, that is all survival mechanisms. So it's not that that is wrong or that's bad. This just means that we are living more unconsciously and we are not the ones that are choosing. So I encourage you to choose more, to choose yourself more, to be able to understand all of your resources that you have to navigate life, all of the power that you already have, your uniqueness that you have, that you're bringing into this world. See more of that, so that then you can choose more for yourself. Do the necessary work that you need to do, however that looks like, whichever modality. And it doesn't need to be like a lifetime of healing work. It doesn't need to be really challenging and really tough and really hard. It can also be easy. It can also be, some time. We need to change our beliefs a lot of times. And if it takes years, okay, it takes years. I am focusing on the next thing or where I am now, instead of this version of myself that is fully healed, enlightened. I'm doing what I am doing now because I'm choosing myself and I'm choosing now to be present and to be as conscious as possible. So I invite you to do the same. Do what is the right thing for you to unlearn your tendencies Unlearn your beliefs, unlearn your conditioning, become freer from that, so that then you can show up for yourself. As you show up for yourself, you show up more for others in your life. So again, ask yourself, am I choosing? From where am I choosing? And see what starts to come up. Question things. Question yourself even. One of the greatest practices that I have been taught is question everything. Questioning as a way of engaging with life. Questioning what I think. Questioning what I'm feeling. That doesn't mean repress, that doesn't mean not acknowledge, that doesn't mean neglecting. That just means that as I understand that I have been programmed and conditioned in ways that perhaps are not serving me fully, then I need to realize that questioning is a tool for me to get closer to where I want to be. So, let me know in the comments, whatever it is that you're finding in this episode. What resonated with you? What did you hear? What did you understand? How has this been part of your life? Have you been choosing? Or are you not sure now? I would love to know. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time. And I will see you all on the next episode. Bye!
What did you like the most about this episode? Take a moment to think about what change you can make in your life today.
Share your conscious action on social media using #ConsciousAction and tagging @ConsciousActionNZ so we can celebrate your impact on the world and create a ripple effect.
One easy action we would love for you to take right now is to share, like, and subscribe to this podcast. This will help us get these messages out into the world and inspire more people to take conscious action in their own lives, contributing to the better world we hope for.